Hello, I'm Graham Elwood. Welcome to another episode of Political Vigilante. Today we're going to go over an article that came out. It was written by Dave Dane, a buddy of mine who writes for The Intercept, January 26th. It's with regard to the confirmation hearing of Treasury Secretary nominee Steve Mnuchin and a Senator Bob Casey, who demands that Mnuchin tell the truth about Robo-Signing while he was in charge of One West Bank. Senator Bob Casey, a Democrat from Pennsylvania, has angrily responded to Treasury Secretary nominee Steve Mnuchin's false responses to questions submitted for the record to the Senate Finance Committee, stating that Mnuchin's answers to basic questions are at war with facts. Well, that seems like a theme over there in Trump Town. The Intercept called attention to those responses on Wednesday. Casey had asked Mnuchin if One West Bank, which Mnuchin led from 2009 to 2015, engaged in robo-signing. Now, this is a process by which employees rapidly signed off on affidavits and other documents in foreclosure cases without proper reviews, creating false evidence submitted to courtrooms and county offices. Some of the judges that handled a lot of these foreclosures were getting money from the banking industry, so they were part of it. Mnuchin claimed that One West did not robo-sign documents, despite abundant evidence to the contrary, including an admission of guilt from a One West employee in a 2009 deposition. This seems to be part of a pattern with Mr. Mnuchin, Casey said in a statement emailed to The Intercept. The senator referred to a question he asked during Mnuchin's confirmation hearing, where the nominee stated that One West engaged in 100,000 home loan modifications. However, this number taken from a 2013 Treasury Department report refers only to trial plan offers extended under the Home Affordable Modification Program, or HAMP. The true number wasn't even close to that, Casey said correctly. As of the 2013 report, only about 36,000 of those modifications were even active, and that doesn't count loans that later redefaulted. And now Mnuchin is denying this to the Senate. So on Wednesday, the 25th, Casey resubmitted the question for the record on Wednesday, along with several others which did not receive accurate or adequate responses. The amended question provided to The Intercept refers to the 2011 Reuters investigation, which found that One West and other banks have filed foreclosure documents of questionable validity. That's what they did to me when Mnuchin, this godless cocksucker, did this to me and other people. I just got rushed into foreclosure, hired lawyers to fight it, nothing I could do about it. Casey also cited the 2011 consent order signed by One West, where government regulators found critical weaknesses in governance, documentation, and oversight that resulted in violations of applicable federal and state law and requirements. This asshole should be in federal prison, and now he's going to be Treasury Secretary to a lunatic. That consent order also documented findings of robo-signing at One West, which the bank did not admit or deny. In his initial response to Casey, Mnuchin also said that he was proud of our institution's extremely low error rate. These guys are unbelievable. It's literally like if I just walked up to you and just grabbed the wallet out of your pocket and said, yo, this is mine. And we're like, what are you talking about? There's my photo ID. Oh, no, yeah, it's incorrect. That's me. That's me on there. That's mine. But Graham, I'm a blonde woman. Yeah, no, that's me. I'm a blonde woman. That's me. I've got it. It's mine. It's fucking unbelievable. Casey took issue with this low error rate question. One West had a 6% error rate for mortgages to members of the military protected by the Service Members Civil Release Act, Casey wrote, referring to the practice of charging inflated interest rates to and seeking foreclosures on active duty service members while they were stationed overseas. So One West was fucking over people stationed overseas. So if you're in the military, and maybe you're one of the people I came to one of your bases when I was doing shows in 07, 08, 2011, and you're a Trump supporter, just know that your boy Trump is putting this awful asshole as the Treasury Secretary. So we've got ExxonMobil running the Secretary of State, and now we're going to have One West Bank running the Treasury. Just kind of a little FYI, what's happening. Fucking over the soldiers while they're stationed overseas. Perfect. Casey continued, these and other errors affected more than 5.6% of all borrowers, 10,700 homeowners. Do you believe an error rate of 6% is an appropriate level when someone's home is in the balance? Casey demanded, he said, submit new answers to his questions. The Treasury Secretary must submit new answers. Just fucking string him up. Submit new answers. They give these dicks so many chances. The Treasury Secretary must have a level of credibility. Yeah, how about just a level? How about any level of credibility? He has 0 levels of credibility. It's unclear whether Mnuchin's practice of lying and stretching the truth will sway any other senators to turn against his confirmation as Treasury Secretary, particularly the Republicans who hold his fate in their hands. Senator Dean Heller, a Republican from Nevada, who asked tough questions about his state's housing crisis. Nevada got crushed during the housing crisis that Mnuchin could not answer in the hearings, has not announced how he would vote. Okay, if you live in Nevada and Dean Heller is your senator, you need to email and or call him right now and say no on Mnuchin. Do not confirm him. Have Trump find someone else. Do not confirm him. Even if they get another guy that's a dick, just so Mnuchin knows he doesn't get this gig. Just he gets fucked on just one little aspect. I'm so sick of these rich dicks getting everything they want, and then the system bails them out. This guy should, so let me see if I got this right. Mnuchin fucks over tens of thousands of people, some of them even service members putting their life on the line overseas. So if you were in Iraq or Afghanistan fighting a war and you foreclosed on your home, just know that this cock fucking helped it happen. So Mnuchin gets a job in the White House potentially, and a guy that sells illegal cigarettes gets choked to death? I'm just trying to make sure I got this right. No, that seems fair. That seems fair. If Heller voted against Mnuchin in the Finance Committee and all Democrats joined him, the committee would result in a 13-13 tie. However, in that case, the Finance Committee could still report his nomination to the floor without a recommendation. No vote has been scheduled on Mnuchin in the Finance Committee. This is what I'm saying, folks. Let Dean Heller know you're not on board with this guy. I emailed one of my senators, Kamala Harris, and said no on Mnuchin. I'm going to email Feinstein and say the same thing. And let Senator Bob Casey, a Democrat, if you're in Pennsylvania, know. No, sir. No, sir. And if you have Republican senators that you're in their districts and they're a part of this, let them know how awful you think this is. Let them know that they're supporting a guy that foreclosed on people's homes. I lost my home to a dick like this. This is Graham Elwood, Political Vigilante. Like these, subscribe, tell your friends, especially if they're in the military and they're pro-Trump.